that bad boy tuck. I'ma get it how I'm living, I'ma walk the walk. Outline my lines, I rap through thought.
Chelsea away from home in the Premier League this season is nothing short of a ruddy heart attack. So much happened in this game. The muggy little seagulls, the new enemy, the new peculiar rivalry due to us just buying all their players. And so much happened. A Cole Palmer world-class header. Yeah, he scores headers now, apparently. A really dominant first half where we should have scored more goals. A controversial moment where Mudryk was shouldered in the head by Lamptey. Could it have been a red card? We'll discuss that. A world-class goal from Christopher Nkunku. We saw the blue balloon. It's everything I've ever wanted and waited for. Reece James gets a petulant red card. Oh, we'll talk about that. And Danny Welbeck decides to score his first goal of the first home goal of the Premier League season in the penultimate game, just because it's Chelsea. And we're hanging on towards the end. Of course, they hit the post. Look, we lost this game 4-1 last season. We probably should have won this game. Look, Brighton had chances. We're going to get into it. But we could have won this game 4-0. Maybe 4-1 if we would have, got complacent towards the end. But the headline is Chelsea are in 6th place. 3 points clear of both Manchester United and Newcastle United. At time of recording, they are still playing. Oh, wow, it's 3-2. It looks like the game's about to end. A Man United win, a Diallo, Mainu, and Højlund goals, which is their future, really, those 3 kids. Which means they're level on points now. And ladies and gentlemen, Chelsea are in 6th place, 3 points clear of both those clubs, with a game to play. Bournemouth at home. Jesus Christ, my brain. It's never easy, innit? But let's celebrate. When Chelsea have a full strength team, players, maybe a new defender, who knows, maybe a new goalkeeper, I think we're going to be ruddy good. And we're going to get into all of it today. So thank you for joining me. If you're feeling good, please do drop a like on the video. It supports the content. I'll appreciate that. If you like my content, you're welcome to subscribe. If you choose to do so, hit that sweet, sweet bell, baby. All right, mate. Oh, I'm still I stood up for the vast majority of that second half. Because this is just so Chelsea. But we did it. We overcame adversity. And how did it go? How did we line up? Well, firstly, Brighton are having a poor season, okay? But like I said, we did lose this game 4-1. It is a bit of a grudge match. The likes of Cucurella and Caicedo were getting the treatment from the opposition fans. And sit tight towards the end of the video because I want to talk to you guys about player performances and how everyone did. So, strap yourselves in. Both teams played a 4-2-3-1. It was interesting because Cucurella didn't invert as much. A lot in the second half, he stayed as a conventional left back. But yeah, it was a 4-2-3-1 from Brighton for Bruggen in goal. Great players. Gilmore's obviously good. Lamptey's obviously good. Dunk's a good centre-back. Webster's a good centre-back. They've got good young attackers. Buonanotte and Ciso, Adingra. Joao Pedro's incredible. I mean, they've still got Ansu Fati who came on. He is incredibly talented. They got that kid who came on, Barco, the left-back. This little ginger kid who looks like he's from year 9, like some 14-year-old ginger kid, can I play? And just absolutely ripped us to pieces out of nowhere. I was like, who the hell is this kid? Brighton have done it again. They must have some weird bio factory where they just grow these amazing footballers and clearly they all look different. That little ginger kid was just ripping us apart, flying down the left flank, putting in perfect, crosses 4 yards out. I was like, wow, where did they get them from? So anyway, they played a 4-2-3-1. They got most of their players, I'd say. And of course, we played Petrovic in goal, as we assumed. I did think Thiago Silva would start, but no, he didn't. It was Badiashile. Other than that, I nailed the starting lineup in my match preview. Cucurella, left back, Gusto, right back, Badiashile and Chalobah, centre backs. Of course, Silva came on and pushed Chalobah out wide. Gallagher, Caicedo, midfield. Palmer on the right, and Nkunku Sorry, not Nkunku. Palmer on the right, Jackson up top, Mudryk on the left. Keeping that continuity, Pochettino. We're scoring a lot of goals. We scored another 2 again. They'll get, today away from home. By the way, we don't win away from home, so that Nottingham Forest was a big test, and this was as well, against, later adversity, largely caused by ourselves. Of course, substitute appearances from Nkunku, who was a concussion substitute, which means we actually made 6 substitutions in this game. The allocated 5 and the additional concussion substitute. And we also saw come on Reece James, Silva, Sterling, Nkunku. Who else came on? Other footballers, Cassidy and Leslie Ugochukwu and stuff like that. So, what happened? Well, the first few minutes were a bit shaky, and Cucurella and Caicedo were, of course, getting the treatment, as was Gallagher, because obviously he was player of the season at Crystal Palace. They're peculiar yet most bitter rivals, as in the rivalry's peculiar. And, we grew into the game, and I don't know where it is I do know it is in the timeline, actually. So we grew into the game, and Cucurella, who of course had a bit of a wobbly start, put an amazing cross for Cole Palmer, who did a glancing header. You think Cole Palmer, Chelsea's player of the season, well, what's he good at? He's good at scoring with both feet. He's good at free kicks. He's good at assists. He's amazing at penalties. Dribbling, playmaking. But you think, he's probably not good at headers in the box. Yes, he is. There's nothing this kid can't do. So great goal. And of course, there's the controversial foul from former, or non-foul apparently, from former Chelsea fullback Tariq Lamptey, who I don't think is a particularly aggressive player. Now, look, guys, this is obviously a huge talking point, this foul. It's a shoulder onto his head. It obviously screwed up Mudryk because he came off with concussion, and we got a concussion substitute. Lamptey, thankfully, Mudryk got up and sort of walked off and wasn't stretched off, but clearly he was a bit dazed. And Lamptey went to apologise. I think he probably did a deliberate, body check thing, but I don't think he, I don't know, it was, because it's a shoulder, I don't know, lots of people in my I do a halftime Instagram live at Football Yannick on Instagram, and many people said yellow. I don't think this would be looked at as, a travesty, should have been a red. I saw people on X, Twitter, losing their minds over it. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it was a definite red card, but the VAR said it's not sort of conclusive of how it went. It wasn't we'll talk about the Reece James one. So I'm not entirely sure it's a definite red card, and therefore, maybe they should have sent him to the screen, but as soon as you get sent to the screen, you're obligated to make that call, it would seem. And trust me, there's loads of talk about VAR being scrapped, maybe. But anyway, we see Christopher Nkunku come on for Mudryk. And I tell you what, that worked out well for us. Half-time, 1-0 up. Lewis dunk. There's also, I think in the first half, there's that Jackson goal that got ruled out. Again, people talking about that. It got ruled out for when he scored. He sort of pushed the defender. Even if that wasn't a foul, he was offside. I'm pretty sure his left foot's offside. So there's no point discussing that. Look, you can talk about till the cows come home about the Mudryk being fouled from Lamptey. I might be wrong. Feel free to comment. I don't think it's necessarily definitive. The Jackson goal wasn't a goal. I don't for one of two reasons. Anyway, halftime, 1-0 up. Dunk comes off for that kid Barco, which terrifying player. And in the 64th minute, we score. Malo Gusto, who goes in and plays a wonderful ball to Christopher Nkunku, who scores. And yes, we've been waiting all season. Christopher Nkunku scored 3 goals for Chelsea this season. 2 of them we were losing, I think. But this was right, we're 2 goals up, we're playing well. And by the way, this is the 64th minute. We probably should have, just from sheer dominance and passes in the opposition area, we probably should have had 3 or 4 goals. Let's just say 3 goals at this point. So we get the blue balloon. Why the heck not? This person's 6th place, European competition, gets the blue balloon out. Great celebration. I reckon that balloon's been in this sock a couple of times. I just think it has. But this was the time to do it. Great photos. We saw it before the end of the season. And it's a great feeling. I know it's a little... on my Instagram, when he scored, I put it on... I was in selfie mode. I went next to it because I knew it was coming. Like a little kid at Christmas. The blue balloon's finally here, dude. All right. So we see some changes. Raheem Sterling and Reece James come on for Noni Madueke, who... Yeah, we'll talk about player performances in a moment, and Malo Gusto. They make a couple of changes. So former Chelsea boy Gilmore comes off, Billy Esther and Bonanotte. Danny Welbeck, I swear, she always scores against us, comes on. Now, a couple of yellow cards to Chelsea, Caicedo and Raheem Sterling. And they do have chances in this sort of period, Brian. They grow into the game. We paid them a lot of respect, as we should, though Pochettino was clearly upset. He wanted us to get up more. Look, they make loads of changes. Fatty comes on, some other kid, and then towards the end of the game, we're 2-0 up. We're playing well. Again, we should be 3-0 up. Reece James gets fouled by Joao Pedro, and while he's rolling, he sort of does a little kick out. Now, it's a red card from Captain Reece James, who's been on for, how long has he been on for? 15 odd minutes or whatever. It doesn't matter that it's a light kick out. It's a deliberate kick out to a guy that's running. And he's done it before. He's meant to be Chelsea captain. Look, Reece James is insanely good. He showed it off the bench in the last game. This has screwed him. He'll be banned for the last game at Stamford Bridge and 2, maybe even 3 games because it's his second red card. So the final game at Stamford Bridge, Bournemouth, and then the first 3 games of next season, he's going to be. I think he's going to be banned for. Idiotic, petulant, stupid from a guy who's so good at football that's meant to be your captain. Thank the Lord that we have Malo Gusto, and the fact how players will play it right back like Disasi and Chalobah or Gilchrist in a pinch. Because if Reece James' hamstring isn't broken all the time, he does stuff like this. And I'm pissed off, mate. Because he's not a kid. He's 25, 4, how old is he? And you want to be the captain? Stop getting red cards for stuff like this. It annoys me as well, because I'm an England fan, right? And I know it's an outside chance, but I want him to go to the Euros. I know a lot of Chelsea fans don't want him to go to the Euros because they want him to do rehab. But there's a 26-man squad, and he didn't play in the World Cup, did he? So he's England's best right back on form. I want to see him play for England. And if he's fit, if he's been reintegrated well and his hamstring's fine and he can do a summer camp and, maybe Southgate won't start him straight away, I want him to go. But to go, I wanted him to have that. Maybe I thought Gusto started this. Reece James came on. I predicted that. It happened. I thought, okay, well, James is going to start the final game of the season at home against Bournemouth. Play 60 minutes. Gusto comes on. Gusto deserves some minutes in the final game. That's an extra few minutes. Maybe he gets an assist or a goal to showcase to Southgate. Yeah, I'm back, baby. I'm back. Not getting a freaking red card like this, showing that you're a petulant child at times. Really upset with it, man, because he's so good. I wouldn't care if it was someone else. But also, your captain's supposed to lead and make you march on and win the game 3-0. Not put you down to 10 men to the point where... You're screwed. He's lucky that we saw it out, because obviously Thiago Silva comes on, Nico comes off. Nico's a bit bummed out, obviously, because he didn't get a goal or assist, and he's in good form. He scored a goal. It was cancelled out, but it shows that he's doing well. There was a chance when Palmer crosses it in, he skies it over, but maybe it's a bit more of a difficult chance. He's playing well, Jackson. He misses chances, he's developing, he's young, he's raw, but he's still good and doing the right things. Do you know what I mean? So there's that. And of course, Danny Welbeck, there's 10 minutes of stoppage time. Hell knows where it came from, because I have no idea. I just have no idea where that came from. Because the concussion was in the first half. There was a check for a penalty, that was ruled out. Of course, I should have mentioned that as well. We win a penalty. Is that in the first half or the second half? I can't remember what it is, but when Cucurella wins it, but then it's not a penalty because the man gets the ball, but then it should be a corner. But then someone said in the Instagram live, if it's a penalty that's been overturned, you don't get the corner, but that's nonsense. If they kicked out, you should get the corner. VAR's that might be wrong. So Welbeck scores in the 96th minute. They hit the post before as well, and it's just an absolute heart attack. Poch brings on Cesare Cassidy. Leslie Ugochukwu tries to see the game out. We do see the game out, but not in the way he wanted us to. He wanted us to get up. He was hating it. I was hating it. Every Chelsea fan in the world was hating it. But they blew the whistle full time. We won. We go 3 points clear of the Europa chasing noobs. And look, baby, if freaking... I know Spurs aren't in form and they've got to go to Bramall Lane. It's Bramall Lane, they're relegated. Maybe they put in a performance, but I doubt it. If it was anyone else on the final day, I thought, ooh, Spurs could lose and we could finish 5th. Imagine, but the thing is, if we had finished 5th, it would be funny because we finished above Spurs and the 5th's really good. It's better, do you know what I mean? But I would have been so annoyed because the coefficient should have been us. It should have been the Premier League for 5th place for the Champions League. Imagine out of nowhere we qualified for the Champions League. After being mid-table a few weeks ago and everyone's like, sack Poch. We just flew up and qualified for the Champions League via 5th. Obviously it hasn't worked out like that. This is still a great resulting situation, you know? Reece James won't be there for the final game. So what, pray to God, touch wood, and, the Malo Gusto will be available for the final game. Oh, but what an amazing result all round. So should we talk about player performances? Petrovic, meh. I don't know if he could do much better on the Welbeck goal. He's looked a little bit scrambly at times, but he's been part of a winning streak. Bald Jan Aura has summoned a 4-game winning streak. So Petrovic, despite, not necessarily keeping clean sheets of late, he has me to thank. All of the Chelsea team should be paying me money. Let's talk about the centre-backs. Badiashile wasn't great on the Welbeck goal, but I think he was okay. Silva, I'm not going to say because he just came off, didn't get much of the time. I think Chalobah was the best defender by some, the best centre-back by some distance. I do think Cucurella was excellent. Of course, he got the assist for the first goal. He settled into the game. He did sort of become that erratic dude towards the end that, panics a little bit. But he's a great footballer, Cucurella. Of course, he's 26, is he? So he's not one of the children, 25, 26. Gallagher was good. Caicedo had great moments. There's a little skill he did early doors, and you think, oh, hello. But he got a yellow. He faded a little bit. But the thing is that we were functioning so well. We were getting into the box. At Palmer, excellent. Not only did he score an amazing header, which, whoever scored a goal in this game is amazing, basically, him and Nkunku. So he scored the goal, excellent. He put in a great ball for Jackson. Towards the end, he was the guy taking the ball into safety. And man of the match. Again, man of the match, Cole Palmer. Again, every game, man of the match. He's that guy. He's just incredible. Mudryk didn't really get a chance. I think Mudryk looked okay, didn't get a chance. Madueke, I do want to talk about a lot better because he was in form, scoring goals, and he was looking really, really good. Then he had that terrible game last time out. I was hooked, and now he was back and did some good work. Combined well, was an outlet, wasn't getting locked up by the left back like he did by Olaena, and looks like a little bit more to himself. Disappointed to come off, but he always is. It's good, he wants to play, and I was much more pleased with him today. Mudryk, good, but didn't get a chance because he got absolutely mullered. In the back line, by the way, Gusto. Incredible. And obviously because you got taken off, I get my FPL clean sheet and an assist. Thank you very much, Mallow. Obviously he tried to take a shot on goal as well. He still hasn't got a goal for Chelsea, which is a shame because he's a really good attacking player. And Nkunku, man, I want to take a moment to talk about Nkunku. Look, James, I ain't going to talk about James. He's an amazing footballer. He let us down. Knobhead. He's got to learn eventually. He can't keep doing this. He'll apologise. And he's just not got to do it again. That's all I've got to say about him. And Nkunku's just great, man. I've said it every time I've seen him this season. Maybe there was a couple of games when he started and didn't look great, and he obviously wasn't fit still. But off the bench, when he has his mark, he's just so good. He makes the correct runs. He's not weak. He's strong. He's fast. His technical ability, his decision-making is second to none. What a player Christopher Nkunku is. And we just haven't seen enough of him, but we've got a mega player there, and he's a senior player. We need him in these moments where young attackers, to be honest, Palmer, but those are our two best attackers, the goal scorers today, Palmer and Nkunku. Don't forget it. Jackson's been great, and he's proven to be a sensible purchase, and there's reason to be very excited about him, and he's had an excellent debut season. Hopefully he could get an extra goal against Bournemouth, 15 non-penalty goals for his first season in England. Amazing purchase. But he's not he's still very raw. He's like Mudryk in many ways. He's raw. Palmer's young. He ain't raw. He's the freaking guy. And so is Nkunku. So both excellent, very, very happy. Guys, your headline is Europa League football is in our grasp if we beat Bournemouth at home. You can imagine Thiago Silva will start, Malo will start, maybe Nkunku will start, and he looks like he should do. I think he's earned a start here, and hopefully we can demonstrate some extra attacking football, excellent attacking football. Let me know what you think. I'm gassed. I'm very happy. It was tense. It was stressful, but we got there. Thank you for hanging out with me and listening to my comments on the game. Thank you for liking and subscribing, and I'll see you back here very soon. You ain't so tough with that bad boy talk.